introduce these gentlemen from left to right. Here we have senior offensive lineman Lucas Salentis, junior defensive back receiver Keelan Shelton. Over there to coach's right, we've got senior linebacker Colton Bogan, senior wide receiver Sean Matthews, and on the end, sophomore defensive lineman Corey Cunningham. Coach, I'll just open it up for you. Just general thoughts on this year's team. What's it like to coach these guys, and just what your general thoughts and feelings about this season?
It's been a great summer. We've, pretty much, 90 to 100% guys showing up every day, working out, lifting, doing everything they can to get better. When they have the opportunity off campus, I know they're hanging out and doing stuff together as well. Maybe not working out, but just hanging out too. And so they've done a really good job of kind of coming together as a team and as a group. It's a talented group. We don't have a lot of people, but they're extremely hard workers, and they care about each other. And I think that's going to be big for us as we go through the season. We just attended Wingate Team Camp. That was the first time I've ever done that. And you want to talk about wearing them out? It was fun, but we learned some things there too. We learned that we got kids that give effort. We got tough kids, but we got some mental stuff that we got to figure out as far as just ups and downs. And so that we've all talked about that and agreed how we're going to go about that going forward. And I think as long as we can fix that aspect and work on that aspect, continue just to work and come together as a group, I think we'll have a decent season, at least the one we're looking for. So.
Colton, I asked this question a couple other guys. What does the opening day of practice mean, and why is it special?
I mean, it means a lot for everybody. I mean, I myself have played football since I was 6. I mean, I throw on a pattern jersey, you don't think about ever keeping it off. Going into this last year, at least for the seniors, you know that this is the last of the firsts, right? You have your last season. So you never have that back. So some of the guys are playing college, some are not. So it's important to not take anything for granted. I know myself and almost our whole team is just excited watching film from last year, just gearing up for this first game.
For the 3 seniors up there, Coach, you've already mentioned it's special, starting the season. But how do you keep it in perspective, and how do you keep going day by day and not letting it get a little too far ahead of you and go by too fast?
Yeah, I mean, obviously everyone wants to have that big picture. I mean, every year we've been 5-5, so everyone's looking at what's the record mean at the end of the year. All right, playoffs, what are we looking for playoffs? But I mean, everything's step by step, practice, game to game. It's important to show up, and I think we've done a great job throughout the entire winter, showing up every lift, every practice, whether that be some guys pulling their own practices when we're not allowed to, or just showing up for the team practices. And I think we've done a great job keeping a mindset of we're going to win the rep today. And I think we're going to do a great job to keep that mindset going forward.
New conference, you look at it, does that excite you? Like, man, we're going to really kill, or does it matter? What do you think about the new conference?
I feel like we got to keep the main thing. Conference don't mean anything. We're worried about ourselves. Whoever we up against is that.
So when you looked at it, you didn't think anything?
No.
The looks didn't matter? And Coach, you said that we don't have very many players. How many players do we have? How much?
Varsity was 45-ish, I think is what we took. In some cases that's not a lot of varsity players compared to some schools that we play against. But it's like I said, it's a tough group, and I think as long as we work hard, stay injury free, I think good things can happen.
What would you normally have?
In the past, we've had 55 to 60 kids, which is just a little more depth, and that helps a lot, especially going deeper into the season. But it is what it is. We may have some guys playing both ways, we may not, and we'll do the best we can with it.
Obviously, having more players adds depth, but what does having a smaller number do for having a tight-knit group and things like that?
It can help a little bit. And it varies from class to class. I've coached classes that are totally separate and don't hang out very much, and then I've coached 2 different classes as a senior and junior class. They're always together, and I think this one is kind of one of those deals. You can't ever tell, like, oh, this is senior, this is junior, or whatnot. A lot of them mix and mingle and all kind of hang out together. So.
Coach, this question is for you and all the players as well. What will it take to break through to the next level and win playoff games?
That's the mental aspect of it. We've been 5-5, we've been 6-4 quite a bit, And then last year we were in a couple tight games with some teams that were third round teams into the fourth quarter. And you know, it was in our hands a couple of times to probably win the game. And you know, whether it was mental stuff or whether it just didn't happen, we got to fix that. Another part of it, we got to be able to run the ball a little bit. That's something that we've really focused on. We threw the ball everywhere last year, up and down the field. And you know, once you get in the red zone, it kind of condenses, right? It's a little bit tougher. And we just weren't very good at running the football. And so that's been a big focus for us. You know, not worried about how we get the ball in the end zone, but being able to get the ball in the end zone once we get within the 25.
Lucas, is coach better with the beard or with the green tea?
I like the beard more.
When you hear him talk about offensive line and running the ball, that gets you excited. You're gonna go out and hit somebody instead of retrieving.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we got the guys for it. But again, it's that mental aspect. You know, we got to be ready for it. You know, throwing the ball, it's always easier, but you know, running the ball is where you got to put, you know, mouth to mouth, and that's where it comes out.
All right, any further questions for Providence? Steve, Dave, good?
Yeah.
All right, guys, best of luck this season. We'll certainly be following your progress, and thank you all for coming.
All right, thank you.